Hello. Today we go over Cain and Abel, the story of the first murder ever. Now, this is all going to be all chapter 4. Adam laid with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son, and gave birth to Cain. Okay, there's a little F. Cain sounds like the Hebrew word for brought first or acquired. I know, they're really original with the names here. She said, "With the help of the Lord I have brought forth a man." Later she gave birth to Abel. Okay, this is going to sound a little weird, but Mike Weiner has a video about this too. I don't remember what it's called, but what he basically claims is Eve thinks Cain is the answer to the prophecy in Genesis 3:15, the one who will be the enemy and crush the serpent's head and bite his heel. She thinks, well, it'll be fast, quick over. Which, yeah, would be a logical thought. But why didn't God do this? Right away, I mean, sure, just drive Adam and Eve out. Cain and Abel be born, destroy serpent. Cain and Abel can go back in, we all live in paradise. Because something more has to be done. It's not that simple. A sacrifice is required. A judgment and justice is still required. Has to go on somebody. Yes. Also, yes, later she gave birth to Abel, which proves they're like twins. Adam laid with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. In other words, he knew he laid with her, then Cain came out. Not just like, Eve, how did you... So basically anybody who says Cain is not the son of Adam and Eve, either they don't believe in this story or they're a racist. I'm not saying anyone who rejects the story of the Garden of Eden is a racist. No, it's just if they, like, oh yeah, this is 100% true. It's just Cain's not the son of Adam. There's something racist going on there. But, okay, back to the thing. Why didn't God just fix it? Right then and there. Because what if Adam and Eve really learned their lesson? Have we done the same thing again? Sin has entered the world now. That don't be that easily removed. Okay, now Abel kept flocks and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some fruits of the soil, and offered them, as an offering to the Lord. But Abel brought fat portions of some of the firstborn of his flock. Now here's something. How many people have you heard, there was no death before the ark of animals, right? Oh, well, before the fall, but some people say before the ark. Or before the first murder. Abel brought fat. He would have to kill them. Some people use this as, well, then, yeah, he learned that from somewhere. There was killing before the fall. Anyway, the Lord looked with his favor on Abel and his offerings. But on Cain and his offerings, he did not look favorable. did not look with favor, so Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Now, why was Cain's offerings not accepted? First off, why did Cain think just because he gave some offerings he was doing find the Lord's favor? Was his heart in the right place? Abel was just doing it because it was good. Cain was doing it because he thought he was going to get something out. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it." So we know the condition of Cain. He was not offering for the right reasons. He wanted some reward out of it. He didn't want this. He just didn't offer because that's just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to offer. It was a good thing to do. He just offered because, God's supposed to, you do good, therefore God gives you good. God's like a divine vending machine. And you must do good to get good. Where Abel loves the Lord and sacrifices just because it's the good thing to do. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opens its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is much more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth. Whoever finds me will kill me." Why? Because, find them. There he is, there's no family friend. You just kill him, take his stuff. And plus, he's the first murderer. But the Lord said to him, "Not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over." So, another racist thing is people's like, this certain race of people, a group of people have the curse of Cain. What's the curse of Cain? If someone kills Cain, they will suffer vengeance 7 times over. Then the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So in other words, if you kill Cain, you get a punishment. I did not kill Cain. Anyway, if you kill Cain, you would get a punishment 7 times of what you did. So the curse of Cain is divine protection from God. It does not turn people's skin black. It does not turn people's skin white. It does not turn people's skin any freaking color. of the frickin' rainbow. What it does, if you kill them, you will be punished. And anyone who kills Cain, does it say the descendants of Cain? No, it doesn't. It just says Cain, because it's just applying to Cain. Get your racism out of the Bible. So Cain went from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. If you don't know where means wandering, if you don't know where east of Eden would be, that's Iran. That's east of the Persian Gulf. Still driven even further from the Lord's presence. Now, technically the Lord is all over the place. He's omnipresent. But the Lord's presence is some closer to God. Hard. In other words, more closer to God. Like, you can speak with God. You can tell more God's there. Yeah. So, Cain laid with his wife. Where did she come from? Well, it does say Adam, let's skip to verse 25. Adam laid with his wife again, and she gave birth to a son named Seth. Right? Okay. What does it say in this? When Adam lived 130 years, then Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. So Adam had other sons and daughters. Now, yes, there's plenty of people who believe there were other people on the earth at this time too, which they also could have came from. But this is not an objection to the Bible. If you hear an atheist raise this objection, they clearly haven't read the Bible. I'm sorry, but it's... it's clearly evidence that you never read the Bible in your entire life. It's just not an objection. Had other sons and daughters. Yes, that does imply incest. I know, it's disgusting. Cain, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city. He named it after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Meshuel, and Meshuel was the father of Lamech. Oh, Lamech is in another genealogy. Yeah, more than one people can have the same name. That's not an objection either. Lamech married two women, one named Edah and the other Zerah. Edah gave birth to Jebel. He was the father of those who lived in the tents and raised livestock. His brother's name was Jebel. He was the father of all who played the harp and flute. Yes, the father of all who played the harp and flute. Of course, in Inspired Philosophy, I already made a video about this stuff. Also could be like teacher or something like that, the word father. Anyway, Zerah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Nema. Lamech said to his wives, Edah and Zevah, listen to me, wives of Lamech, hear my words. I will kill a man for wounding me. No, I have killed a man for wounding me. Or I will kill a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. This guy's cuckoo. Adam laid with his wife again. She gave birth to a son, and named him Seth. Yeah, Seth probably means granted. Man granted. Saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son named Enosh. At that time, men began to call on the name of the Lord. So the first, or proclaim. So what we see here, the first grouping of Christianity's / Judaism's ancient roots. Yes. Tomorrow we go over genealogy.